Hello and welcome back to the Gaming Tech channel, everybody. We're live on YouTube and Twitch, and we're back with our Forza Horizon 5 series. It's been a while since we have live streamed. Our past few live streams have been GTA San Andreas, and before that we were playing Vice City, and before that we were completing GTA 3. But today we're back with Forza Horizon 5. I mean, I was playing Forza here and there between my GTA sessions, but today we're gonna have a full-on Forza session and see if anything has changed. The last time I played this game, the game was being all weird. The frame time and the FPS was all over the place, but hopefully the new driver updates have fixed that. And we are getting pretty close to the Forza Horizon 6 release, so I'm pretty excited for that. And today on the map, it looks like we have some championships, some seasonal championships. And a few of them, I looked at them, and looks like the restriction for the races is Japan. Japanese retro rally. And another Japanese restriction. So it's all about Japan, you know. So let's get these done. There's only 6 hours left until they expire, so let's start doing them one by one. We're in a very nice Japanese supercar, the LFA, Lexus LFA, with the 5-liter Yamaha V10. Toyota collabed with Yamaha to make this V10, and it sounds phenomenal. This car is almost stock. It's got some like minor bolt-ons, but other than that, it's pretty stock. Still NA. But yeah, in the last couple months, we completed all the retro GTAs. Well, not all, but most of them. GTA 3, GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas. So I got a playlist for each of those games if you want to check that out. I mean, this game is now 5 years old, but compared to those retro games, it feels so much newer, so much better. So much smoother. Hopefully it stays smooth like that. Usually it starts acting all weird after playing it for like half an hour or so. So hopefully that's not the case today. The graphics look amazing. I say that every single time when I play this game. We got it maxed out at 1440p. We got the temporal anti-aliasing on. We're not using any DLSS or frame gen. Yeah, I wonder who's still playing this game. Are there people out there still playing this game? Might be too old for a lot of people, but I still love it. It feels so refreshing, especially after you play it out, like after a while. It feels really good. We're only using 50% of the power, running this game at 90 FPS cap, which is really nice. That's about 60% usage on the GPU. And we're using a little bit more than half the VRAM, so this game is no issues for the 5070 Ti. If I leave my FPS unlocked, it goes up to like 160, 170, which is really good for, you know, maxed out graphics without any DLSS or frame gen. I honestly think these new drivers are really good. We're not getting any weird glitches, because there was an issue with the shadows popping up on the road. And I even made a little short video about it, to how to fix that, but that problem is long gone. Game looks smooth, it looks fine now. Alright, let's get these championships done. So we have to use a Japanese car for this championship. I'm thinking we use the Celica this time. I have used the Pulsar GTIR a bunch of times. I want to use something different. We got two Celicas actually. I don't think I've ever used this one. Maybe I have. I'm not too sure. Yeah, this is definitely like completely stock. The 92 Celica, and there's the 94, but they're both all-wheel drive. That's nice. Let's use the 1992. Let's see how it drives. Look at that hood scoop. It's like a hood snorkel actually. They could use some better wheels, but car overall is not bad. Pretty sure it's a 5-speed manual. Typical 90s interior, nothing special here. Love the pop-up headlights. I was never a big fan of them, but now I actually don't even mind them. They're cool. We got really good traction. Got good torque. It could use a little bit more horsepower, but it's alright in the torque department. Not bad at all. We finished second in this bone stock Celica. I'm impressed. He lost to a Subaru Legacy. That's alright. Alright, looks like we do have a little bit of room to improve. This car is 544, so we can take it up to, you know, 600. You gotta stay below 600. So I'm gonna do that for the next race. Not that it needs a lot of stuff, but I'm just gonna do little tweaks to it. Because if you max it out in C-Class, we're going to be racing cars that are also maxed out in C-Class, so that's just going to make the competition even tougher. So we got to do this strategically. We can't add too much to it, and we can't take away too much from it. I'm thinking we add a better transmission, even though the transmission was honestly fine. We could go with like a 7-speed. Honestly, I really like the 5-speed. The gear ratios were just perfect. I could make it lighter, but again, do we really need to make it lighter? The brakes were also fine. What if I add cams to it? You know, just add more horsepower so we can rev higher, hold the gears for a little longer. It's not going to affect the torque by that much. It's just going to increase the torque by just a little tiny amount, but we're going to gain some decent horsepower. Having extra 40 horsepower would be nice. Or we can get the race cams, get 64 more horsepower. And torque will almost stay the same. Well, not almost, but like it'll go up by a little bit. 16 more foot-pounds. If you do the turbo, we're gonna add torque and horsepower. Like significant amount more. So, I don't know. How about we do the cams? Just cams, I think. Nothing else. Doesn't need anything else. Just cams, and that's it. Just one mod. And that way we won't be maxing the car out in its class. We'll have better top end. We'll be able to hold the gears for longer. And yeah, just leave everything the way it is. I think that's totally fine. So it goes up to 584. What if I do the turbos? I mean, the turbo, not turbos. If I get the... Oh wait, I'm gonna have to take off the cams to check that. If I add the turbo, I actually go up less in the class. We go up to 290 horsepower, but we also gain a decent amount of torque. But our rev range is gonna stay the same, so... But we will gain more torque down low in the mid-range. Not so much at the top end, but we'll have 290 horsepower. And the cams gave us 296, but not that much torque. I think the turbo might be a better option. Because we're getting horsepower and torque. And we only go up to 582 instead of 584, so we don't jump up that much. Alright, we're getting the turbo. Change of plan here. Instead of cams, we're doing the turbo. Plus it's a rally car, it could use more torque. It's got all-wheel drive and all that, so if you were, you know, just doing a sprint race or just racing on road and where top speed mattered more, I would probably go with cams. All right, feels good. Yep, definitely faster. Not a whole lot faster, but it's faster. You can tell it's faster. Decent amount faster. It's fast up to the level where stock tires and stock brakes and stock suspension can handle it. You probably could have got a clutch to lower the shift times, but again, any more mods that we get, it's just gonna make the car go up in its class, which is gonna make the competition tougher. So I'm not gonna bother with any of that stuff. The goal was just to make it slightly faster, not max it out in its class. I used to do that. I used to max out the cars in their classes, but it's only fun to do that when the car is like already in a high class, like to begin with. So for example, if the car is in A class or S1, then it makes more sense. But cars that are in C or B, when you max those out, it just makes the race kind of tough. I mean, it does make the race tougher when you max out the A class or S1 cars, but the car itself can handle it, right? Because the car already had a high rating to begin with, so the car was already like pretty decent from factory. Where when you max out a B class or C class, it might get fast, but it might not be able to handle all that speed and torque. So you just want to adjust, you know, everything accordingly to the platform you're working on. But again, you can do whatever you want. That's just my opinion. Solid race. Alright, on to the next one. It's right over here. You got a boost gauge on the dash. Car sounds nice from the inside. So you got a air snorkel, a heat extractor vent in the middle. Or is that for the air to come out? That might be for like aerodynamics, the middle one. Or it could be for the intercooler. I'm not sure if they have the intercooler on the top or the front. That might be an air extraction vent. But we do have another heat extraction vents at the back of the hood. So that's a pretty unique design for the hood, man. I've never seen anything like this. Another solid race. We win the 2013 Subaru BRZ. And a Countryman. Nice. John Cooper works. Alright, that was a solid championship. What's next? Another one over here? Alright, let's go do that. But let's change your car first. Alright, let's hop into the bone stock 911 GT3 RS. Such a beautiful car. It's so smooth. Yeah, dude, the handling is just on point. Look at that. It looks good in this color. Rear engine, rear wheel drive, big wing for the downforce, high revving 4-liter flat 6, man, can't get any better than that. And a fast shifting 7-speed, whew. And you got the best chassis. Revs to all the way up to what, 9.5? Naturally aspirated, you know, there's no turbos, none of that. Just your good old high revving NA engine. The way this car goes into the corner and comes out of the corner, dude, is totally unmatched. By unmatched, I mean no other car can match it. But yeah, it's totally balanced. Sounds so mechanical, I love it. Alright, we got a bunch of options for this race. So, two of these Japanese cars have the LS engine in them, so they're kind of not Japanese anymore. But we could go for the Honda. And this right here is the drift car, and this is also a pretty balanced car that we have. But the Honda's a monster. The newer Honda's alright, it's a front wheel drive, but when it comes to this, the CRX, dude, this thing just goes. We got all-wheel drive on this. Well, from factory, it's only front-wheel drive, but we got all-wheel drive, good power, good setup, good aero, and a 10-speed. So I think I'm gonna go with the CRX here. Look at that, we're in Japan. Not really, but you know what I mean. We got the Japanese theme going. It's still Mexico. But yeah, I'm totally getting that Forza Horizon 6 vibe. This is nothing close to Forza Horizon 6, but we're still getting that Japanese vibe. All-wheel drive power slide, let's go. That was a nice little race. Not bad at all. Alright, let's see what we unlock with the super wheel spin here. We got the B58 Supra. We got another championship up there. Another Honda restriction. Japanese car restriction. Alright, we'll drive down there in a different car. The Huayra. Let's take the Huayra. Pagani Huayra. This is a beast. You got the AMG V12 twin turbo. The active aero on this car is next level, man. Look at those flaps move with like every little bit of movement of the steering wheel. That's crazy. I believe the front also moves. Let's double check here. Can't really tell, but I think the front aero does move, the front flaps. This is one of my favorite hypercars. Alright, it has to be a B-class Honda. And we got a couple of them. A rear-wheel drive and a front-wheel drive. The front-wheel drive doesn't really have any handling mods. I believe this is a maxed out NA on the stock engine. And this might just be maxed out from factory, it looks like. B700. You know what? I feel like we're gonna have fun with the Prelude. Yeah, it's not gonna handle as nice as the S2000, but Prelude's gonna be fun. Putting all that power down. Yeah, let's have some fun with it. I believe we still have the stock compound tires. Might even have the stock transmission. It's actually not that bad. I thought it'd be worse. It's pretty manageable. We got 300 foot-pounds of naturally aspirated torque from a Honda. And we got 366 horsepower. Those are some solid numbers from the NA VTEC motor. Too bad we don't have any handling mods. Our only friend here is extra power compared to other cars. And it's not really working in our favor. We got tight corners in this track. And this car has lots of torque steer, lots of understeer, and it has trouble putting its power down. And honestly, the gear ratios are kind of long, so let's restart this race. Maybe I can adjust the gear ratios, maybe not. It depends on what transmission I have. Oh yeah, it's bone stock. Look at that, everything is locked. So there's nothing that we can do to this car. And that's not good. How about this? Let's make some changes to this car. That's it. We're just gonna put a 10 speed in here and call it a day. And that's gonna make all the difference. We'll be able to stay in the right power band, the right gear, and we'll be able to control all the power that we have. We don't really need anything else. And that's the plan here. And if that plan doesn't work, we always have the S2000. Again, I wanted to leave some room. I didn't want to max this car out since it's a B-class car. I didn't want to be racing all these fast B-class cars with our mediocre Honda here. I'm gonna make the gear ratios sharper, like super sharp. Sharp, short, however you want to say it. Basically, we're making each gear shorter. We're making our final drive shorter.
The next Horizon Arcade event will begin any minute now. Enjoy!
The gears are so short that it almost feels like a CVT. We just constantly stay at the top of the rev range. But that's good because, you know, that's where the VTEC is. Hey, what's up? What's up? Thanks for joining. I just looked over at the chat. Yeah, I'm just getting some championships done. Thanks for dropping by. Have a good day. So funny how the car straightens itself once you get back into the power. It's crazy. We got no suspension mods, full stock tires. But what we do have is a fully maxed out NA plus a 10 speed. And this setup works somehow. But the car's not maxed out in this class. These front-wheel drive cars can be a little tricky to drive, but this one's getting it down. Alright, straight away. VTEC. There we go. We're the only 94 prelude in the entire race. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, this setup somehow works. Bro, why does the dude look so serious? He's not like moving in his head anymore. Remember how he always used to just like vibe to the music and just, you know, move his head back and forth? He's not doing that anymore. Dude looks super serious. Is that part of the new update or something? Is he serious that... Is he serious because, you know, people are not going to be playing Forza Horizon 5 any longer? Because the 6 is coming out? Is that why he's not happy? You see that? Dude looks mad. I mean, he doesn't look mad, but he looks mad serious. Crazy, bro. Yeah, he used to just vibe to the music all the time and just like, you know, move his freaking head all the time, but he's not doing that anymore. Yeah, that's different. But the game's running smooth. It's been over an hour and we haven't had a single glitch. I don't want to jinx it, but it's running super smooth. The graphics look amazing. The frame time is smooth. Frame rates are good. We're getting some good FPS. We got 2 more races to go. Let's get these done. The car's doing its weird front wheel drive dance. No, I have the stock brake still. I should have slowed down earlier. I think I can still catch up. I have the power. I don't have the brakes or the tires, but I got the power. Move out of my way, NSX. We definitely got the power. That's our only advantage here. Lots of power. What a comeback. What a freaking comeback. What a freaking comeback. No way, we still finished second? Oh, dude. The Honda was coming in hot, man. We were flying at that finish line. Alright, I'll take the second position. Dude, we were coming in hot. Too bad we're still on the stock tires, brakes, suspension. The stock weight. Everything is stock other than the 10-speed and the maxed out NA 4-cylinder VTEC engine. I believe it's the H22 what this car uses. But the chassis is really good, you know, even though everything is stock, it runs pretty good. It puts the power down surprisingly good for being a front-wheel drive with stock tires, and it even handles surprisingly good. It's just Really surprising. It's able to do all that while being mainly stock, handling and chassis wise and tires wise. The 10 speed really helps, you know. Once you're in the right gear, the right power band, there's nothing like it. Especially when you got short gear ratios, man. You saw that comeback at the end, dude. We were coming in hot. We were flying. And it's all NA power, you know. There's no turbo. There's no supercharger. I like this car. Alright, we got one more race to go. Dude, we got 365 cars. One car for each day of the year. I think I'm gonna pick the Prelude again. I think this is gonna be a circuit race. If you slow down early and not wait till the last second, I think we'll be fine. By slowing down early, I mean slowing down on turns. Oh, it's not a circuit race. It's a sprint race. That's perfect. Oh no, Honda. You lost our lead there, man. Alright, I'm just gonna restart. Because the race just started. I know we can probably catch up, but I think it'll be better if you just restart. Do a clean lap. Mindful about the turns. This is not a rear-wheel drive. Plus, I don't have any, suspension tire mods. So, gotta be mindful. Kidding me? Move out of the way, Civic. That's not gonna be good. Alright, we're gonna have to do this again. So even though this is a sprint race, we got some tight turns, like super tight turns. Alright. We can definitely do this race in this car, but we just have to be mindful, you know. I'm just gonna take it easy. I wanna take some air pressure out of the tires, air it down a little bit. Might give us a little bit traction, you know, a little bit traction advantage. But other than that, we just need lots of throttle control and early braking. And also steering control too, because this front-wheel drive car, well, these front-wheel drive cars can be a little tricky, you know. The driving dynamics is totally opposite compared to a rear-wheel drive. Little traffic jam. Dude, on a straightaway, this car's a freaking monster. It just pulls like a freaking freight train. We got this. And we did it. Integra Type R. Let's go. Did we complete everything that was on the map? Let's take a look here. We got one more event here. It's just on the way. Well, kind of. And we might have one more after that. Or we might not. That might be the last one. Oh, we got the trial here. Oh, look at that. A trial. Wow. It's 2:30 in the morning. I need to go sleep soon. Alright, let's go do this one. And I'm not 100% about the trial, but we're definitely gonna try this one out. This is just a one-off event. Alright, let's jump into the M2. Man, that S58 engine sounds nice. Look at all these cars that we can select from. The rotary. Should we try out the rotary here? Pick something different? Yeah, let's do that. Let's try out something different. The calmest BMW driver. Yep. I mean, that was a pretty calm car. Oh, look at that Dorito. That Dorito be spinning. Dude, there's no other car that sounds like this. I think this car has like one of the raspiest exhaust notes. Like, it doesn't sound bad, but it's just freaking raspy. I think a straight pipe on a V6 will sound raspier, for sure. This still has some character to it. Wait, this is bone stock, right? This is not bad for being all bone stock. Handles decent, man. Nice pops. Making popcorn. Wait, where's the finish line at, bro? Oh, that was tricky. They got me there at the end. And we unlocked the hoodie. Oh, dude, that's solid. The Koenigsegg Agera? Agera? How do you say this? The Koenigsegg. The egg. We want the egg, bro. The Agera. These names are crazy, like Pagani, Huayra. Like, how do they come up with this stuff? And then there's Mazda. You know, just your RX-7. 2 letters and a number, you know. Pretty freaking straightforward. Alright, we have completed pretty much every seasonal championship on the map, other than the trial. It's super late. I mean, I should go sleep, but at the same time, I kind of want to just, you know, get it all done. That's the only thing that's left. So I think I should give it a chance. Let's give it a chance. Alright, I'm gonna change my car here. Something fast. Something fast and something that handles good. The E-Ray. This era is twin turboed, so it's pretty much a ZR1X. What a monster, dude. Got up to 190 miles per hour there. That's like, what, 320 kilometers? Something like that? Oh, this car is fast. Alright, it starts in what, 40 seconds? That's good. Wow, we need to pick a car real fast here. And it needs to be good. Alright, I think I'm gonna go with the R34. Yeah, R34 is probably my best bet. Yeah. Alright, only got 10 seconds left. R34 it is. We got decent power, decent suspension, and I think I have like the stage 1 street tires on it. So it's got like decent grip, plus it's all-wheel drive, and it looks the best. Should be able to get the job done. Whoa, what kind of wheels were those on the Evo 10? Was that Evo 10 or 9? What the hell, bro? My teammates. Of course I have teammates like that. Well, thanks for the boost there. The RB26 likes a rev. And the 6-speed is geared pretty nicely, you know. Almost crash into that dude over there. What's happening here? Everybody's fighting each other? I lost my spoiler. And I got a little boost from my buddy back there. Oh, there goes, was that my spoiler or somebody else's spoiler? I don't know. There's a blue spoiler flying. Whoa. That's funny. But yeah. A solid victory there. Team Red really took the L there. A huge L. Alright, we just have to do this one more time, Team Blue. We got this. I think I picked up the right car. It's the perfect balance between traction, speed, handling, and looks. Looks great. And sounds great. This car is 10 out of 10, man. Look at the guy in the Evo, bro. He's got no patience. My whole team is like that. These guys are all over the place. As long as we win, I don't mind, bro. You do you. And there goes my spoiler again. Good job, team. You guys are the best. A little rowdy, but you guys rock. Wow. Team Red took another L, but that's perfect. Because we win. Solid victory there. Wait, there's a chicken in our team? And Santa? That's nice. Another RX-7. Alright, I think we have completed all the events. The Savannah. Cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we completed all the seasonal championships in our today's stream. I don't see anything that's left on the map. Yeah, we got it all done before it all went away because there's only like 5 hours left until all the events expired. So we completed them before that time, so that's nice. Wait, what is this over here? This is not a championship. This is just like a speed zone or something. A drift zone. Oh, okay, we don't have to worry about that. Nothing to worry about there. Alright, we got all the main stuff done. And that's it for today. And now I can finally go sleep because it's super late in the morning now. Alright. Time to call it a night. It's almost the morning. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.